By the time 2022 arrived, netizens were suddenly obsessed with a theorized conspiracy, better known as the exclusive group of rising stars who are children of Hollywood's most elite celebrities. Social media began classing these fresher faces as Nepo babies, which is just a catchy way to describe the benefits these celebrities receive as a result of Hollywood nepotism. This trendy discourse truly took off after New York Magazine posted a 4,000-word cover story calling out the topic for what they believed it truly was. Since the world just can't seem to stop talking about them, us included. And with that being said, here's today's Where They Now countdown of the top 10 controversial Nepo baby scandals that ruined their careers. Who is a nepotism baby you feel has still worked hard for their spot despite their connections? Share your responses below and let's jump right in. In our 10th spot, Lily Collins. This actress, who's also the daughter of Phil Collins, once got candid with Vogue France over her desire to forge her own path in Hollywood. The Emily in Paris star reflected on being born into the legacy of her Genesis rock father, detailing how she was hell-bent on setting herself apart from her famous dad when she began acting. In her published interview with the outlet back in November, Lily stated, "It was out of the question that people would think I use a free pass thanks to my name. I'm proud of my dad, but I wanted to be me, not just his daughter. For that, I was ready to wait to break through." Lily previously noted how she wasn't interested in following her father's musical footsteps either, explaining how she was fearful of comparisons and wanted her own brand despite her passion for singing. Lily then made aware to audiences how the acting job she missed out on led her to work that much harder to perfect her craft, recalling, "By dint of failed castings, I learned to focus more on my work and managed to make acting my job. But I'm not resting on my laurels. This environment is very competitive and places are expensive." Before we jump into number 9, subscribe to Where They Now today to keep up with more news on nepotism stars. In our 9th spot, Jamie Lee Curtis. One of the biggest initial reactions to the more recent online nepotism discourse was actress Jamie Lee, whose parents are iconic Oscar nominees Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. Jamie, who has 2 more recent box office hits to her name for Everything Everywhere All at Once and Halloween Ends, has dubbed herself the OG Nepo baby. In a semi-recent post to Instagram over the week, the Freaky Friday star low-key shaded the feeling of being constantly reminded about her famous parents through the past 4 decades of her lengthy career. She stated how the current conversations which surround herself and other famous family children stars were, quote, "designed to diminish, denigrate, and hurt." Jamie also further claimed that having connections to Hollywood shouldn't dismiss talent, adding, "There are many of us dedicated to our craft, proud of our lineage, strong in our belief in our right to exist." In our 8th spot, Lily Rose Depp. The modeling daughter of actor Johnny Depp and French singer Vanessa Paradis spoke to Elle back in November 2022 as their then newcomer star. The otherwise super private rising actress chimed in with her 2 cents on what it's like growing up in the entertainment industry and shared her feelings about coming from a famous family name. Lily Rose informed the publication via an interview published a day later, "People are going to have preconceived ideas about you or how you got there, and I can say that nothing is going to get you the part except for being right for the part." However, Lily Rose's comments wound up triggering outrage from the modeling community, which started with Italian runway model Vittoria Satiri. Posted on Instagram, Victoria wrote, "I get I'm here and I worked hard for it, but I really would love to see if you would have lasted through the first 5 years of my career." This obviously snowballed into an internet hate train in which thousands of users mocked Lily Rose for justifying her belief in belonging to the fashion industry on her own accord. One netizen's tweet that garnered over 138,000 favorites even read, "Lily Rose is complaining about people calling her a nepotism kid when she's 5'2" and walking for Chanel, LMAO girl." In our 7th spot, Eve Hewson. Actress Eve, who is also the daughter of U2 frontman and singer-songwriter David Evan Hewson, popularly known as Bono, once seemed to feel slighted by being unnamed in the Nepo baby discourse. She tweeted in regards to this, "Actually pretty devastated I'm not featured in the Nepo baby article. Like, haven't they seen my hit show Bad Sisters? The nerve." Additionally, Eve commented on her rather interesting take on Instagram, pointing out how New York, the outlet behind the nepotism article, as well as other celebrity-based outlets, would typically gag to obtain celebrities like Lily Rose Depp on their covers, stating, "New York Mag uses these kids to benefit themselves." Eve later accused the publication of hypocrisy in a tweet directed to the outlet, writing, "In a beautiful turn of events, I have just been informed that Pamela Wasserstein, the CEO of New York Magazine, is a Nepo baby herself. Her dad bought the magazine in 2004. And this tweet is actually factual, as Pamela's father, Bruce, purchased the publication for $55 million at the time, followed by Pamela taking over the company more actively after Bruce's sudden 2009 passing. In our 6th spot, O'Shea Jackson Jr. According to a Vulture piece via an unnamed talent manager, celebrities who are a direct product of nepotism, quote, don't realize how lucky they are because this is their world. I'm very transparent with my clients that there are steps they need to take to be able to be relevant past the 15-second mark. A lot of them are working toward their own thing, but at times they're trying to bypass the steps a person coming from nowhere would have to do. Of course, numerous Nepo babies will disagree with that sentiment while pushing how hard they work for their spots, including filmmaker, rapper, and actor Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. O'Shea, who received his breakout through playing the role of his famous father in the 2015 NWA biopic Straight Outta Compton, once explained, I had to get up and make it work. From the roles I chose, the work ethic I put into them, my professionalism on set and promo tours, even leaving his agency and going to find a team of my own. Once the door was opened, it was up to me to walk through it and thrive. If we go according to a Daily Beast article, however, quote, the entire gist of nepotism is having a door opened for you, even if it's just a crack that allows you to play your dad in a biopic. But okay, big yikes. In our 5th spot, Maude Apatow. Actress Maude, a product of famed director Judd Apatow and actress Leslie Mann, understands her position in Hollywood from nepotism, but also hopes to prove herself as more than just her family's fame. Right before the world fell under unprecedented times, the Euphoria breakout star had plans to leave her family's home behind and start herself off well. However, after everything shut down, she had to halt her idea and instead remained in Brentwood with her parents and teenage sister. It was during this time when she and Judd began discussing the possibility of debuting his then new movie as an on-demand film rather than holding it off for theatrical release. It was also at that point when Maude digitally spoke to the Times about her then recent work and how she's made a name for herself. However, this wasn't the only time Maude brought up the instance of her glamorous life, reportedly all thanks to nepotism. The Euphoria actress once formally shared her thoughts surrounding the suggestion that her career is only successful as a result of her last name. In fact, as reported by CNN, Maude once stated to Net-a-Porter, I try not to let it get to me because I obviously understand that I'm in such a lucky position. A lot of people have proven themselves over the year, so I've got to keep going and make good work. I don't have much to show yet, but hopefully one day I'll be really proud of the stuff I've done by myself. In our 4th spot, Lottie Moss. Supermodel Kate Moss's younger half-sibling couldn't take the flack she received after ranting about netizens who don't experience the lavish lifestyle she was lucky enough to be born into. In a series of since-deleted fiery rants, in light of a slew of articles New York Magazine posted on the Nepo baby boom, Lottie criticized non-celebrities by basically telling them to suck things up, all while complaining about how her last name is used to excuse her success. Quote, I'm so sick of people blaming nepotism for why they aren't rich and famous or successful. Obviously, it's not fair that people who come from famous families are getting a leg up because of that, but guess what? Life isn't fair. Not only did Lottie remove the tweets though, but she deleted her entire account after the backlash quickly rolled in. Ironically, during a 2021 Private Parts podcast interview, Lottie sang a much different tune, confessing how she's always had everything handed to me through Kate, and adding that she never worked for anything. In our 3rd spot, Lily Allen. The last Lily on today's list is Miss Allen, who is the product of famed producer Alison Owen and Welsh actor Keith Allen. The singer-songwriter painted a very different picture of her nepotism lifestyle when she discussed via a series of tweets how difficult she felt her upbringing was. Coming from the world of a quote, workaholic, image-conscious parents, Lily wrote, in childhood we crave stability and love, nurturing. We don't care about money or proximity to power yet. Many of the Nepo babies are starved of these basic things in childhood as their parents are probably narcissistic. Lily continued by explaining, entertainment businesses are not parent friendly. It can be hard to see one's own privilege when you're still processing childhood trauma, and a lot of these kids haven't figured that out yet. Lily also pressed that there was definitely a negative aspect to the overall lifestyle of nepotism, which served as a description of the downfall of her Game of Thrones role opposite her brother, something Lily had to decline given the moral inappropriateness of their original storyline. As it seems, nepotism doesn't always seem to hold the greatest opportunities and experiences. In our 2nd spot, Lourdes Leon. I want to feel like I deserve things and not just like I've been given things is something the daughter of Madonna and celebrity personal trainer and actor Lourdes Leon stated in a former The Cut interview. Lourdes once continued to explain, yes, there's undeniable privilege I'd be stupid not to realize. Nepotism babies are pretty awful usually, and my mom and father raised me to be so much smarter than that. As relayed beforehand, Lourdes credited her upbringing as the reason behind the high bar she set for her individual creativity. On this, she stated, "People that are doing well are not worried about other people." And despite Lourdes acknowledging the privilege she came from, she also emphasized the separation of her own financial independence, making it aware she was sharing a New York rental apartment with a friend rather than living off her family's coin. As for the cut, Lourdes broke down her dance studies at SUNY Purchase, which is home to a public liberal arts college in New York, since it was more cost efficient than other schooling options. Lourdes even previously disclosed to Interview magazine how Madonna raised her to be self-sufficient, detailing, "We don't get any handouts in my family. Obviously I grew up with extreme privilege, there's no denying that. But I think my mom saw all these other kids of famous people and she was like, my kids are not going to be like this." And in our first spot, Zoe Kravitz. Zoe, who hails from the family belonging to Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz, once informed GQ in a November published interview of her deep insecurities regarding working in the industry as a product of her famous parents. However, it was her contradiction on the topic that ticked the public off, also saying, "It's completely normal for people to be in the family business. It's literally where last names come from. You're a blacksmith if your family was like the Black family." Then, Zoe publicly shading Will Smith over his former Chris Rock's Oscars incident didn't help, since she was dubbed as corny for speaking on the topic, according to the Daily Beast. Per the outlet, quote, "The reactions to this year's Oscars revealed a lot of celebrities and D-list comedians to be cops, but no one showed their redacted in a cornier way than Zoe, who decided to shade Smith and the Oscars in a snarky Instagram caption." In a summary of the publication's words, Zoe made several points with her remarks, but addressed it terribly and insensitively, as a lot of the internet was still packing on their hate in derogatory ways relating to Will's physical appearance rather than his actions. That's been today's WATN. I've been your host, Michaela, and thanks for watching, friends!